Now, welcome to the landing page. All right, so there's a lot of testing that will come into this, but to get started, it should be fairly obvious what you will need to do. What I think goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway, is you should know your niche a lot better than I do. So if you know that something resonates with people, that some things don't, etc., then use your expertise into whatever you're selling to improve upon what I'm telling you. Because I don't know the intricacies, what you've tested, etc. So I'm going to give you a starting point, and then you can improve on it as you go. So what I'm going to give you a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to give you different examples, and um, there's not anything that's like 10 times better than the other, vice versa. All the things I'm going to show you can work. So you can choose whatever is easiest for you to do first and then build on that. So, a couple things that are really important before we get into um, the meat of the subject. Let me just put emphasis on that. I don't recommend putting an opt-in directly on the page unless you position it as a newsletter. And what you can do is a newsletter or actually approved by Google as an opt-in on the page. So if you do something and there's an opt-in, even though it's not a newsletter, I would position it. I would include the word as a bonus. You also get into a newsletter or something like that. So this way, this part is as compliant as it gets when it comes to opt-in. What is really important is whatever, like, think of it as Amazon, although it's not the exact same thing, but think of it as like relevance. If you are running Amazon pay-per-click to to your listing, you want whatever keyword you're using in your pay-per-click to be on your listing as well. Well, same thing for Google. Google is going to check for relevancy and all that good stuff. And so if you're targeting keywords that are not on your page already, on your landing page, it doesn't make that much. Like, Google is going to see, well, these keywords are not on this domain, so like they can't be that relevant. So just think about these kinds of things. And also, if someone's clicking in, they're searching for a specific thing, and then they click on your website and it doesn't really talk about it, it's just going to be a bad experience. And so you want to be as just think through that experience as well, because ultimately behind every click is someone. And so we tend to forget that as marketers and stuff, where we just see numbers, see there's 1,000 clicks, but that's 1,000 different human that are clicking because they want a solution, etc. So like, think of it through the experience lens as well. Another thing that is important is try to match as much as possible whatever headline on your page as close as possible to some of the headlines in your ads, because you want to keep that consistency. If there's a big disconnect between when they click on the ad versus when they they land on the page, it will be detrimental or negative to your conversion on the page. And so you want to make it so that it converts as high as possible, and you want to make that get as many leads or as much money as you can. What I like to do is either a text, bonus, or whatever that delivers on the promise of the ad. So if the ad, for example, one thing I did a test on, which I'll show a little bit in a few minutes, is bypass AI detectors. So like, that's a big thing right now, is people having issues with AI detectors. They do their homework, they put books online, etc. And then there's all these AI detectors, and they use them and they get flagged 100% as AI, which is just people don't know how to use it, but that's another thing. And So that's something that people search for, they want a solution for, and so that's what a quick test that I did to show you. And so what I give people is not that it's not that great because I did it quickly to show you, but you'll understand what I mean. And then what you want to do is tie. Let's say you're giving a free resource on how to, if we come back to an example I used earlier, if they have a back pain, then say, hey, here's how you can get rid of back pain. By the way, here is how to here's how you can get rid of back pain in 2 minutes, but that's only temporary. If you want to get rid of back pain permanently, here's how we help. And then it could be like a program to get rid of back pain. It could be products on Amazon or on your website to get rid of back pain, but like all these things. So you want to tie into or transition from, if you want more of that result or more permanent way to solve that problem, here is how. Click that button, then they get redirected. Don't worry, I'm going to show you visually what that looks like. There's 2 templates, which I'll one with video, one without video, and then just give you a little bit more information before we proceed. This is a really, really basic format. I like to use headline, sub-headline, obviously at the top, a video, or a visual. And if you have a video, like a text recap of the video, let's say you have a video, you can use something called DeepGram, which is free. Some reason it's loading slowly, but deepgram.com. You can get $200 for free by signing up, and then you can basically go under Playground, upload a video, and it'll extract the transcript in a few seconds, and you can take that transcript, put it into AI, and have like a recap of what the video says, and then you can turn that into a PDF if you want, with or without an opt-in, etc. Don't worry, I'm just giving you an overview. Some people it might make sense, some people probably won't, but I'm going to show you visually what it looks like. And then you want a call to action, ideally under the video, and then as well later in the page, which I will just update right here. So you want a call to action, at least one, ideally multiple, the same call to action. So you just want one call to action. You don't want to make people try to take like multiple actions. This is just confusing and will reduce your conversion. So other tip, as I mentioned, you can use your newsletter as lead gen, which is, but basically you disguise your opt-in as newsletter, which is allowed. So a couple of things. I went through this process a few weeks ago, and I just said like, what is my thought process, and like, how do I go through this? And I tried to just think through and then just put my thoughts here, and then that's how I built the page you'll see. So let me first, let's look into just templates, just to give you an idea. It's just a template where you would have your headline, sub-headline, different benefits, a call to action. You can have testimonials. Here would be image of a PDF, cover, whatever it is. You could have an opt-in to the newsletter here if you wanted, ideally social proof. And you can, you don't need to have that much stuff. You can have less. I give you more example of things, like if it's a process, if you want to talk about why people are not doing something that they should, why you're not achieving this. It should be easy, but like different ways you can think about it. And then our simple 3-step systems, like, hey, you can do these 3 things and you'll be able to do that. And then they join our free newsletter and get whatever bonus they click, and that would be like a really comprehensive landing page. I usually do something much simpler, but I'll show you two more example. Another one will be with a video, headline, sub-headline at the top, headline, another quick text, a video, call to action, which would be, hey, like if you want this, click here, Social Proof, which is just, these are like made up brands. You could have like a recap of the video or summary. And then if you want to add about the company or about the nonprofit, and then if you want to have like a quick FAQ, what this is about, and then call to action. This is another way you can do it. You don't need to have this. You can have it if you want. You don't need a logo either. You can see there's nothing going back to the homepage. Like there's no button. You can't go back to the homepage because we do not want people to go to the homepage. It's just going to distract them, and then there's going to be like, what is this, etc. So we want to keep them focused on the actual landing page. This is an example. This is 100% AI generated. So I put very, very low effort on it just to show you, and it still does really well. So for example, discover by how to, like that's they want to bypass revolution method to bypass this and stay out of trouble, unlock AI writing, product strategies, create you and like content, master tweaking AI settings, bind tool. And then here they click, and it's, as you can see, it's a Google document, which is really, it's 100% AI that I made, and I'll show you one way to do it. And what you'll learn, and then I just literally fed, and this is bad, like to be honest, but this just goes to show you, this is just a test that I've done. I haven't modified anything, but what's important is the main thing, like this. I'm providing a solution to what they want. From that point, they just don't really care that much. They're like, hey, I want this. Here's how they get the document. About us, and then whatever. Let's see, I'm missing a word instead of clients and etc. Anyways, this is like a basic landing page, and if you get started, like make it as simple as possible, and over time add stuff, tweak stuff, but it's much easier to start simple and then go from there. Here, just let me go back. How you want to get started is think through, like, so what are you selling? Are you selling, so first, are you selling a digital product, or are you selling a physical product, or are you selling coaching? Like, what is it are you selling? So depending on that, for example, the for us, like this is we do a lot of AI education for free, and then obviously people can buy, like we write books for people, build we have mostly service company, a bit education, but mostly done for you stuff with AI. So what problem does it solve? For example, I did this with the bypass AI detector. It solved the problem of people, they actually are in trouble at school, at work, etc., because they use AI and it gets detected and copyright, whatever. So like that is, they want to stay out of trouble. Literally, you see people online posting about how their teachers failed them, but they didn't use AI supposedly, etc., etc. So because they copy-paste the text from their assignment into an AI detector, and it came back 100% AI, so people get in trouble. So we're solving that problem. So what would people tend to search on Google if they wanted to, if they were looking for a solution? So think about, like, if you were looking for that solution, what would you look for? I'm going to show you a few things you can do, which these tools are already right here, but show you anyway. There's this one, which is great because you'll see other competitor ads. Like SEMrush is great. It's a little more expensive, but we can look at Google transparency. I'll show you Answer the Public. And then we'll also look at Keyword Planner, right, which I'll open a little later. So here, that's a free tool. There is no opt-in. But this you want to have whatever query is the keyword. This is another one that's great. So let's say you know what you're looking for. So let's say AI. So bypass AI. This one, oh yeah, my bad. This one you need to look at to find advertisers. So if you know a competitor that's already advertising on Google, and you say, for example, Gymshark should be advertised. I'm assuming they advertise. Yeah, Gymshark. Say they have 20,000 ads. So you can look at their ads directly from Google. It says 28 ads, most recent. You can see what they're doing, right? So you can see visually the ads, form flattering, shape enhancing, feel your best during your workout, blah, blah, blah. So you can see some of the things they're saying. And so that's pretty cool. That's one way to find different ads. I don't use it that much anymore because, as you can see, you have to find the company first. So it makes it tricky. What I like to do is, let me open up Keyword Planner real quick. All right, so I'm just putting it here just to remove something here, but all right, don't mind this part. It's not important. It's just to right. Don't mind this. Don't mind the part where it's missing some information at the top. It's just been removed for the purpose of this. Here, what you want to do is change the country to United States. Well, if you're already in the States, I'm in Canada, so by default it chooses Canada, but it's not what we want. Here you would say, hey, let me check whatever the problem is. So lose weight. Or you could start, if you're really not sure, enter your own website or your competitor's website right here. And it's going to just, with a website. And it's going to give you all the keywords they rank for and stuff. So this way you can sort of bypass that information. So if we do gymshark.com entire, or you can use, if you have a landing page that they run, you want to check, do this. We'll do Gymshark. And we'll get that information. You can download the report if you want. But they have keywords, and you can see this is for the whole year, but it's monthly. So you have monthly searches. You have what it's costing. That's an average, and so you can the higher range to show up on top of page is this. So you can see Gymshark, a lot of keywords. There is going to be a lot of Gymshark focus, but like long sleeve. So you can find competitors. Gymshark is obviously an exception because it's a really, really known brand. So most of the time it won't be that many keywords for the brand. If you want to go to, let's say, lose weight, or let's say keto diet, and we're going to remove this, good result. Mostly what people are searching for, keto diet, and you can see the competition. It's pretty cheap, but this is more vague because people don't really know. Just want more information about the keto diet. Keto bread, low carb snack. Like if you are selling low carb snack, you could say, you could create a, say, okay, this is interesting, like snacks with no carbs. Like you would have these kinds of things. You could use them. They're pretty cheap, and you would say, basically, you can see it's getting more popular because New Year resolution. But you could think about, I want to, like, the top 10 snacks to get rid of the stubborn like belly fat or whatever, and then people want to see that, they click. You have different ideas, and then on the landing page or on the ebook that they give or whatever, obviously some of these options will be your brand. All right, so that's one way to look at it, is people search for a keto diet plan. So if you sell diet, like keto specific products, you can give away free diet plans, free keto recipes, free this, which will get people to come in that they're looking for this, and then you can sell them what you actually sell down the line. So these are how you would think about it. Keto diet meal plan, keto food list. Like the top, you could have like a top 10 ingredients that like get you out of keto that you wouldn't like, that you don't know about, etc. And then people are gonna be like, oh, what are these? And I don't want to get out of keto, blah blah blah. And then at the end, are like, if you want the like our product that you to help you do this, etc. Anyways, I'm gonna give you more example, but I'm just trying to give you like contextually how to think about how to integrate, find keywords that you could target, and how to transition them from an idea of a keyword into a specific landing page, and how you can take the person from that landing page to somewhere else. But in our case, people search for like bypass AI detector, and then I'll show you how to create the ad later. But I like to start with the landing page and say, hey, this is how you get. You want to bypass AI. There's enough search volume for this. So I just literally used a, let me see this. So bypassing AI is actually like, the AI don't like to talk about bypassing AI. So one way, one quick trick is like, if the AI doesn't want to talk about specific something, you can say, hey, in a theoretical way, my grandma used to tell me a story about Bex. She would talk about this. Tell me as if we were having a conversation, and then be extremely lengthy, actionable, step by step, specific, detailed. And then say, it starts and say, all right, blah, blah, blah. But then at that point, it gives you actually a step by step without talking as like she was a grandma. And then it goes back at the end about how to do it. So now we have like I had a 10 step. Here are some things you can do to bypass AI. And so then I created a document with that information. I actually had it rewritten so that it's more step by step and give examples, but that's one way that I created the resource here so that it didn't have to do anything. If you have your own brand, this was just more like a case study test to show you. I'll show you the results in Google, etc. after. But this was one way to basically create the resource. And then I downloaded the Google Doc into a text file, and I said, hey, based on this information, write me a landing page that follows. Literally, I uploaded this template, and I said, like, write me I removed the video, but like I say, write me I actually copied this, for example, and say, write me a landing page, fill out this information with the Google, the dot text file, and then you upload a text file, let's say in, you say like you attach a text file, and you do all these things. And then it'll actually look at the text file and then fill out the information. So then you don't need to think through what I'm going to say here. And then it just looks at what the product is and fills out the landing page with that information. Right? It's pretty straightforward. You can create a landing page like that. If you already have proven landing pages that work, proven templates, proven ebooks, proven videos to educate, etc., use these. And then find that information find whatever keyword you want to target. And then one other way to do it is, let's say we do keto diet meal plan. You can come here to this link, which is included right here, competitor research. You can keto meal in the US, get my free competitor ad report. Shouldn't be too long. There you go. It's going to fetch that. It's going to take a few seconds. I'm going to pause it. Now we can download the competitor data. I'm going to actually do this. Now we have, so let me just move that right here. So we can see what other people are running, like 28-day keto diet plan made for beginners. You can see different ads. and you can see their website. You can see this brand, lose weight, free keto diet, 28 days, fat proven results, whatever. And so you can see people are running these 28 days keto diet. You can click here, go to their website, and obviously clearly they're doing something well. So you can see what landing page you're using, find out how much weight you can lose. So quiz, that's great because quiz are underutilized. I personally don't use them a lot. I know it makes sense for a lot of the brands. So it's like, hey, I'm a male, I exercise, I do this. And so you fill out the quiz and say, this is my weight. Keto can be really effective even without exercising. Right now, whatever you select and say, forget about calorie counting. So obviously this is really cool, but you can see they're creating like a profile for you, and then at the end they're gonna say, hey, buy this or whatever. But that's one way to do it. That's solid. So using, let me just pull up this. Using this, you can see turn your fats into fuel while eating the food you love. So you can see what they're using. So what we're going to be able to do later in Google, I'll show you, is we can copy this and feed it to Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and say, here are some ads. I want you to write ads that are similar. So it'll use ads that people are running right now as inspiration. So that's one way, which I'll cover later again, but just show you. All right, so that's another way to get ideas about these competitors are running these types of ads, and that's what they're doing. So this way you can also basically get more ideas like that. So I know this lesson is a little all over the place because this is a weird, it's a weird strategy. So you have to basically think through, what are you selling? What does it solve? Let's say keto solve weight loss without exercising or without dieting. Like, I know it's not technically true, but you get the point. What are people searching? And then now you have the landing page. So what will I offer? And so for the keto part, we decided, well, I can offer, before I found out what the other people were running, a guide, like a weight loss guide, a diet plan, this and that. How do I present it? I can present it as an ebook, a free consultation, a video / courses, etc. Like, you can do however you want. And then now that you know, I know that this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to present a video, present a guide to lose weight for, let's say, beginners on keto, the mistakes to avoid. I'm going to offer that. I'm going to present it as a mix of an ebook and a course, and then I'm going to upsell them the products that they would need later in the course. So that's going to be how I monetize it. I'm going to build the page. I use Go High Level. Like, this is just a white label. I have my own like agency version of Go High Level. This is where those pages are built. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build something like this where, hey, do you want this? Here's what you get, are the benefits. Click here to get the information. Here you could have an opt-in that pops up, and then they enter the information. They get redirected to the same domain, and they have access. They can click a button to get the videos, etc. And then what they'll learn, you'll learn the mistakes to avoid. You'll learn this, you'll learn that, you'll get this information without doing that. Here's about us. We've helped this many people. We've done this. Etc. So very, very simple. Like, the worst thing you can do is overthink this. Listen, the advantage that you get is this is free ads. So it doesn't matter if it's not technically, like, I'm going to do quotation mark even though you can see me, if it's not profitable from day one or profitable at all. Like, even if you're running technically a ROAS at 0.5, which would be you spend $1,000 a month on ads and you get 5,000 back. This is $5,000 that you wouldn't get without this. So you're basically making let's say $50,000. Well, whatever profit percentage is on it. Could be 100% profit if it's education, etc., but you're getting that for free. So don't overthink about should I do it this way, should I do that. Just do something, even if it's not perfect. We'll have some calls where you can ask questions and stuff like that, or you can send in questions by email to our team, and we can help you there. But just don't overthink about it. The goal is you want data. So you want to create the landing page, you see what other people are doing, how it's working, find the right keywords, put something up, and then run ads. Which run ads I'll share in the next few lessons, but run ads. And by doing this, you'll learn, right? Because it's really important to follow this sort of thinking, because it's not as straightforward as putting an ad, buy these on Amazon, buy this on my website. You have to think through a little bit more about the experience and what you would offer. And then you build the resources. You could do a bonus, you could do partnerships, you could do whatever. And you can use AI, or you can use whatever you already have to do this. That's an example. One thing I used in the past, which wasn't for Google Ads specifically, but that worked really well, previous brand still does it, is partnerships. We did a partnership with a company online that would give something you would actually have to pay between $30 and $75 for, and we gave it for free. And so people would literally, some people will pay that, but we would say, hey, if you opt in right now, you get this for free. And so you can use these kinds of bonuses to make this opt-in, make the opt-in on your website look even more enticing, so you get a higher conversion rate. All right, so that's how you think through doing the research. I'm going to do a quick recap once again, just to cut all the bullshit, because I went all over the place. But the first step, right, if I'm going to write it with you, is so what is your goal? Let's say, do you want leads? Do you want to do leads first, or do you want to do get people in a call? You want people to buy product? What I recommend is it pretty much always starts with leads. For example, it could be an opt-in, a direct opt-in on the page. What that means is they go here, they click, and there's a pop-up. They enter their email. Or you can have an indirect opt-in, which sounds weird, but is they get something for, they click, there's no opt-in for here. It goes directly to a Google Doc. There's no opt-in, and for the first thing, and then if they want more, then there's an opt-in. That's another way to do it, which I call an indirect opt-in. So what's the goal? Then do some research. What do people want? What's the problem? What are the solutions people want for that? What do they search for? Then once you know that, use Keyword Planner, which is right here, to find different keywords. Find the main keywords that make sense for this. Then use the website right here. I'm just going to copy this. It's this one, but I'm going to copy it again anyway, to see who is running ads for this keyword, and then you can repeat it for multiple keywords. And then confirm what you'll I'll change it. So this is going to be offer. So what will you offer? Is it going to be the keto example? Is it going to be a diet plan, exercise, what keto foods to avoid, or the top 10 keto desserts that help you lose weight, whatever, right? How do you package it? For example, do I put it in a ebook? Is it a community? Is it a video course? Is it a one-on-one free consultation? Is it a tool? software, like, hey, click here and I'll create your entire diet plan from scratch. Whatever you want to do. And then how do you present it? That's the landing page, right? And then this, you can use the template, an example that I gave you. And yeah, then you have to build the resource, right? But build the resource. So it's a little overview of all the things that I recap. So this just like, if you try to recap the last 30 minutes into like 2-3 minutes of how to think through this, the different, but more like step-by-step way to do it. That is how I do it, and it creates really high converting pages. And then once you have the page done, next we're going to show you how to take that page and then create the ads and then all the other stuff that you need to do. There's a lot of little more technical things, but the good thing about the rest of the Google ad, this is the step that you need to actually think, right? You need to think through and be more creative about how do I present this, I'll do this. The Google ad part is more technical, more step by step, which is going to make it easier. But yeah, this part, and don't worry, like, you can have 5 landing pages, 10 landing pages. You can test all these things. You don't have to, like, it's not, I create this landing page and then I have to live with it for the rest of my life. I can't tweak it. Like, you can play around with it, do A/B testing, do all these things. So you don't worry too much about it not being perfect, about not being too sure. Run it and you'll see, like, the best way to see is the data. Is it converting well? And then once you know that, you can make decisions.